Okay.
Hi, I'm Gary from Pete's RV. I prep trailers, and I'm supposed to be going over some warranty fines, different issues, and stuff you can be looking for when you're prepping trailers out there in Indiana. So the first thing I found when I was opening up the kitchen slide, that trim piece is hitting the rubber fabric, causing it to rip and tear. Also, it's binding it up along the center of the slide, and as it goes out, it's ripping the trim right off the slide. So I'll either have to decide if I need to cut this piece down a little bit or raise the fabric up, but it is starting to rip it. So that is one obvious issue that we have to take care of. Another issue that I found, which is pretty frequent in most trailers, this cabinet stays shut. This cabinet, one finger. All you have to do is pop it open with one finger. Normally that's because either this latch on the door doesn't line up with this catch, what is underneath on the framework. Real easy adjustments for those would be to slide this catch so it's a little closer to the face of the trim, or maybe the latch on the door needs to either be moved from one side to the other. So to go along with that other cabinet, this cabinet, one finger opens it up. Unlike this cabinet, this one's secure and good. Also, this drawer, one finger pops open. You have to think of people going down the road with things in their trailers bouncing around. If you can open it with one finger, it definitely needs to have some adjustment to it. And that could be done, either the catch or the latch, adjusting either one of them, but just make sure they line up good and hold properly. So this one, I'm not sure how good it's going to show up in the camera, but alongside the shower surround, and it happens a lot, you'll see behind like sliding doors and bathrooms and stuff, they never filled staple holes in. So that's a good thing as you're walking around the camper. Look at all the paneling and make sure the rows of staples have actually been filled in with putty, because on this wall there's probably 5-6 staples that you can fill in with wood filler or whatever you're using out there, but you definitely don't want customers to see that. Another issue that you'll find a lot is cabinet doors with scratches and nicks. So you can see fresh wood there, there's no finish on it. Also, I have another example right here. So you just have to go around with some stain, touch up finishes, trim pieces, all stuff like that. And we have colored markers and stuff we use for that. So that's another good thing to watch out for. Like down here on the corner here, you can see fresh wood and there's no finish right here. So with a marker, stain marker, or just a can of stain, touch up all these spots where there's been no finish applied. Another real common occurrence is on the outside compartments. This lower trim piece will not be securely fastened. We find this in a lot of them. So we tend to just use some screws, screw them back into place. But it happened on this compartment where none of this is attached, and the opposite curbside compartment. So both compartments are like this, and this is another frequent issue that we'll find on a lot of models. Issue with a lot of the outside compartment doors, this thumb lock spins freely. They're only supposed to do a quarter turn. So either one of the issues would be this screw's too loose and it's not hitting the stopper. In the case of this one right here, there should be a little metal pin that comes off the lock itself. That's snapped off, so this whole lock assembly or thumb lock assembly is going to have to be replaced. Another issue, which I found on this door, something scuffed right along it. I'm going to have to see if that can be buffed out or definitely hidden, or see what else has to happen if I can't hide it. Another big issue with RVs is sealant gaps around all compartment doors and like your outside showers. From this point right here to this point right here, there's absolutely no sealant on it, so we're gonna have to reseal that gap up with some clear caulking, and then the sticker's also starting to peel right there, so I'll have to see if I can stick it down or trim it up a little, make it look good. Another good example of where to find sealant gaps, this vertical trim and horizontal trim on the slides. Bunch of little pinholes you'll find. This one's not too bad, but there's probably an 1/8 inch hole right there where eventually a lot of water's going to come in, your floor's going to be rotted in that corner. So on all your slides you definitely want to check vertical trim, the horizontal trim, and right in the corner where it meets, you'll almost always find, at least on one of the slides, you're going to have sealant gaps in those joints. So checking for sealant gaps is definitely important.